Hello everyone, I'm back. It's Marianne Cito with the Wheat Ridge Rec Center here to do a mat Pilates class. And again, this is going to be from beginner to advanced. For those of you that are new to Pilates, I will be showing some modifications. So kind of listen to that, listen to your body. The one thing I didn't mention last time is I'm not putting music on because it just kind of interferes with my cueing. But if you want some whatever kind of music you like in the background, that would be great. You can put that on and have some music as you're listening to me. So, but whatever works for you. All right, so let's get started. Let's go ahead and find our mat. And we're going to sit super tall. I want you to feel all 10 of your toes on your mat. And just kind of feel your sit bones. Those are those two bones sticking down. It's called an ischium. They're called ischium. And inhale and lengthen your spine straight up towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, you'll stretch your elbows out. You'll round out that back. And then inhale to come back up. Exhale back. So as you're exhaling, you're getting small. Your lungs get smaller, your ribs come in closer to one another, and you can start to feel those muscles that wrap around your ribs right off the bat. And again, lengthen on the inhale, round out on the exhale. And you can see that you're creating or feel a nice big C curve from the top of your head all the way to the tip of your tailbone. Let's do that one more time. Big inhale, and then a nice long exhale. All right. Let's take our arms straight out in front. Now, this time on the exhale, roll down. Now, you can go back to just where you were, come back up. Challenge yourself and see if you can get down to maybe the waistband of your pants and then come right back up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And you just noticed it became a little bit more challenging. The hard part also is keeping your toes on the mat. It's really easy to get those heels to come up and you kind of want to rock into it. If you're struggling, again, let's take it small. Let's just keep it small. All right, so if that's still working for you and you want to challenge even more, keep your chin near your chest, roll down, tap your shoulder blades. Notice I'm not looking at the ceiling. I want to keep that C curve. Now, because it's getting harder, some of you may want to exhale here, take a quick inhale, and exhale up. The breath makes a big difference in this exercise. The inhale coming up is a little bit more challenging. And we're still trying to keep those toes on the mat, which is part of the challenge. Now, in this next one, we're going to stay up and all the way to the back of our head. So now we will be looking up at the ceiling all the way down, and we'll look, take a breath in, exhale to come up. If you're struggling, we're going to use our hands. So you can take your fingertips, your palms, reach for the back of those legs, and come up tall. Round out again. You need to come down vertebrae by vertebrae. Exhale. One more. Take a breath. Exhale down. Roll down. And come up. And we're going to stay up on this one. Take your legs, stretch them out. And this is our basic roll down. That was a little bit more challenging than a basic. So take that breath. Roll down, fingertips to ceiling. Take another quick breath in. Exhale, come up. Now this time we're going to add a little stretch. We're going to take those fingertips and reach forward. Inhale, restack. Round out on the exhale. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, we're going to stay down. So we're going to hang out here. And we're going to take those arms down by our side. Go ahead and bend your knees for just a bit. We're going to do 100s, and this is 100 breaths. My training taught a percussion breath, which is so very dynamic. Those of you that do Pilates where you do a long inhale for 5 counts and a long exhale, either breath works. The neck is probably the hardest part of this because we try to keep our chin near our chest the entire time, but if that hurts, definitely, continue the breath, the pumping of the arms, but maybe lower the head for a bit, bring it up when you're ready. Your legs can be from a 90-degree angle, and the goal on 100s is to try to get those toes eye level. And that's going to be, of course, the most challenging. I'm going to bring my legs a little higher. I've got some back issues. So find what leg position. Arms are super long. And let's start to pump those arms. And in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. And relax. And that is to get our blood a pumping. And I think that worked, didn't it? All right. We're going to take our feet back onto the mat. And the idea on this exercise is to learn how to work with some control and to work with our obliques and stabilize the pelvis. If I put a cup of coffee or a water bottle, whatever, on your left kneecap, I want you to keep it there. We're only going to work with the right leg. On the inhale, you'll begin your movement. On the exhale, drop that right knee out as far as you can and not spill your coffee. We're just going to keep that right leg going. So if I were just to not focus, I could feel that lift in my left cheek. So see if you can push that right knee out. You're going to go to your pinky side of your foot, but at the same time, press that left side down hard. Exhale out. One more time. Inhale. I can see my left knee and my peripheral vision, so it's kind of helping me know what I'm doing. All right, let's put that water bottle on the right knee. And exhale to go out. Inhale up. The principles of Pilates is, control, precision, fluidity. So we're not dropping the leg down slowly and then whipping it back up. So again, I can see that right knee. I can feel it. I've got my fingertips literally on my pelvis here because I want to make sure I do this right. Exhale. We're going to do that one more time. Good. All right. So that was pretty standard, easy. And we're going to take both legs up. Now, if that wasn't easy for you and you want to go back to that same position, that's fine. So now we're going to look at that left leg. And we're going to take the right leg out. And we're going to push that left cheek down. So again, down with control, up with control. squeeze those ribs. And because the lever just got longer, it should be more challenging for you to keep your left hip, left leg still. If it's really easy, maybe you need to go a little bit lower with that right leg to challenge your obliques a little bit more. Good. Exhale, squeeze. I can feel how tight that right side gets and how I'm really, pushing those ribs in hard. And I'm going to challenge to go a little lower than the last rep. And we're going to hold it up and let's switch legs. So now anchor the right side, look at your right foot, and press that left leg as low as you can. Inhale up. Exhale down. Squeeze those ribs, stretch those knees out. So for me, my brain is pretty much working more on my right hip than the left leg. I'm really trying to, get that hip to anchor down. Very good. Good. Let's try one more. See if you can go further down without moving that right hip. And bring it up. Alrighty, very nice. And we're going to go into a double pulse going out wide. 1, 2. Then we're going to crisscross 1, 2. Pulse, pulse, cross, cross. Pulse, pulse, cross, cross. Breathe. And, making sure that we're just breathing in and out. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Last set. And bring it in. Take the bottoms of your feet together. So we kind of just warmed up the inner thighs. This is going to work the inner thighs, hips, opening up the low back. So it's a nice little stretch. Glue your pinky toes together. Big toes, heels. We're going to put like a $100 bill between those feet. Squeeze tight. Now circling forward without letting those pinky toes come apart, then pull those heels to your crotch. And you're going to notice that it's when you pull in that is a challenge. You're going to feel the opening up of the hips, those inner thighs working really hard. Shoulders are soft, face is soft. Good. One more circle, and then we're going to reverse. Nice. Pull in. My circles are not very, very big because, again, the idea is trying to keep those pinky toes together, not going super big. Very good. Good. Let's try 2 more. And then we're just going to grab at our ankles. Stretch it out. That feels good. Nice. Now we're going to take those knees, bring them together, grab, and come on up. From here, we're going to go into a rowing. And some of you that do reformer classes, you do these with straps in your hands. So we have something to hang on to. Here we don't. So there's a big kind of long pattern here that we're going to work on. We're going to start tall. And I want you to pretend you are grabbing some handles or straps or so. Your palms are in. You're tall on your sit bones. You'll take a breath. Pull. The elbows are going to go wide. Your fist to your chest and your back on that tailbone. Straighten your elbows out, turning your palms to the back wall, and you can tell that your core really has to engage here. Now lean your chest forward. Take those hands, if you can clasp them, do so. If not, just reach back. Bend and extend those elbows 3 times. On the third one, keep your elbows straight and do a big butterfly stroke, reaching for those toes. Restack, that's just one. We rode once. So we pull back, hold, straighten those elbows out, palms back, chest comes forward, grab those fingertips, bend and extend, and somewhere there's breath, butterfly stroke, stretch, and lift. Again, row back, reach wide, palms back, drop the chest, lengthen the spine, reach, bend and extend, straighten the elbows out, and a big stroke, and come back up. One more time. Pull back, stretch those fingertips long, chest comes forward, fingertips go back, bend and extend, hold and stretch forward, and come on up and relax. All right, let's go to our tummies. And I want to work a little bit more towards the lats and the obliques that kind of wrap around towards the back side just a bit. So we're going to take those hands by our sides. We're going to kind of feel like we're a long, tall soldier. If you can, keep your toes on the mat. Sometimes when we lift up, our toes automatically come up. But we're going to try to press the tops of our feet to our mat. Lengthen the back of our neck. Lift your chest up however high you're comfortable with. I don't come up super, super high. I've got back issues, so. This is my inhale, or all of our inhale. On the exhale, slide your fingertips down. Look over your shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. Slide to the other side. As you're sliding from side to side, you turn that head, neck, and you're looking at which direction you want those fingertips to go. Nice. Squeeze your glutes to make this less stressful to your low back. Nice. And let's do one more on each side. Finish where you didn't start. And relax. Nice. Now taking our palms by our shoulders, we're going to do Swan Dive. And there's a modified version and the full version of Swan Dive. The modified version is us keeping our hands at all times by our shoulders. As we start to do the dive, those of you that don't need those hands, you're going to take those arms overhead. So we're going to kind of go through this slowly. So the first 4 reps we're going to do is just go into spine extension. So we're all going to have our elbows bent, hands by our shoulders, keeping the neck from wrinkling. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. And I'm going to show the modified version first. That's 2. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Inhale. Hold it up. Now, the modified version of Swan Dive is using your hands. You're going to rock, bringing those feet up, and you can use those hands to press. The rest of you take those arms away and rock without those palms. 2 more. And push back into child's pose. Round out that back. Breathe into your back ribs. One more breath. And we're going to go into a low plank. Let's go to our bellies and stack our elbows directly under our shoulders and our hands are going to be as wide as our shoulders. Curl your toes under. For those of you that are not going to be coming all the way up, you can keep those toes flat if you want to. But we're going to lift up and hold that plank. Our shoulders are out of our ears. The back of our neck is long. We're breathing. Nice. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Can I count any slower? Sure. 2, 1. Bring it on down. Very good. Let's do another child's pose here. I want you to round out that back again, but this time take your hands over to the right side and stretch your left side and breathe more into your left rib, left lung, and just find that beautiful stretch here. Now walk your hands over to the left side, stretching out the right side. And now we're breathing more into our right lung, right ribs. Big breaths in and out. One more full breath. And then we'll come back to center. All right, from here, let's go into a high bridge. And for those of you that want to modify this, I want you to tuck your tailbone, use your knees, and hold your plank. The rest of you, you're going to make sure that, again, you have that stacked position, and then we'll take those knees up. And again, we want to feel the back of our neck long, our belly's tight, nothing going on in your face. Unfortunately, your face muscles don't assist you. Now, let's lift one leg up if you can. Those of you on your knees, you can do this if you don't want to do any leg pulls. You don't have to. And you're going to count 5 or 6 reps per leg. Notice that your head doesn't wiggle or jiggle. Your shoulders don't rock from side to side. Breathe. Good. Nice. And slowly come down, if you can. And we're going to roll to our backs. Alrighty. So we warmed up our belly by planking, and we're going to continue some of our ab series. Again, if the neck bothers you, put your head down whenever you need to. We don't need to strain it, but we do want to work on strengthening it a little bit by maybe bringing it up somewhat. We're going to go right into scissors. We're going to grab the top of the leg or the bottom of the leg, whichever way you want to look at it. So I got the ankle, and then the left leg is going to stretch. It's a double pulse for both legs, and we switch. Exhale. Exhale. I love scissors because I love the abdominal work, but I think I like the stretch of the hamstrings, the hip flexors even more. Exhale. 4, 3, 2. Now we're going to go into double time. Switch, switch, fingers reaching. Exhale. 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 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. And arms in T, palms are up. Take those legs up over your hips. And literally they're over your hips. We're not letting our tailbone come off the mat. Those of you that this is maybe too challenging on the obliques, bend however much you need to. I'm going to do the modified version first. On the inhale, drop your knees to the right. Keep your left shoulder blade down. Squeeze your ribs together to come to center. Left side, inhale. Squeeze the ribs. So if that's too easy, start to stretch those knees out. But again, as you come back to center, make sure you haven't lifted your tailbone off your mat. And then again, you can go to that full extended leg position. And if you have the ability to touch the floor, make sure you don't bounce off the floor. But again, if you're touching the floor and your shoulder blades are off the mat, that's probably too low. Squeeze. And again, let's do one more to the right, one more to the left. Contract. Really feel the tightening of the belly. Tabletop your legs. Now grab your shins with your palms, and I don't know what I'm going to do, so you're going to listen because I don't know what pattern I'm going to do. I haven't planned ahead. This is a different way of teaching double leg stretch. Again, neck hurts, put it down whenever you need to. Let's bring our chin towards our chest and just breathe. Just take in big breaths in and just see the rise and the fall of your belly. Now let's take the left arm and stretch it towards the back wall. And just continue your breath. Now let go of that right shin, but keep it forward, but take the right leg forward. So we have left arm, right leg stretched out. This can be high, low, whatever works for your low back and belly. Now take your right arm behind you, and we definitely don't want to look at the ceiling. That's really hard on our neck. Now can we stretch the left leg out? So now we're in a full double leg stretch, but unfortunately we're holding it. Breathe. Now bring your left knee back in. Bring your right arm forward. Oh, love this. Bend your right knee. Inhale. Left arm. And then head down. Probably harder on the neck than it is on the belly because we're all so strong. We're going to do right into a double leg stretch. We try not to drop the head down. We try to keep the shoulder blades lifted the entire time. So once you look at your belly button, keep your gaze here. The inhale stretches arms and legs. Exhale, tuck tight. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, tuck tight. Again, legs can be high. We can do this with our head down. I think with the head down, your feet automatically have to come up because the leverage of the head to leg, when your head is up, you can get those legs lower without much strain on that low back. Two more. And relax. Very nice. Grab behind those hamstrings and we're going to come on up. We're going to go right into the seal. And there should be 2 sets of 3 claps. Some of us won't be able to get that second clap in, so if you can't, no big deal. But we actually grab from underneath to the front of our ankles. And the 3 claps, I'm going to turn so you can see this. The 3 claps aren't supposed to be here. We should try to open up the hips. So once you get your 3 claps in, 1, 2, 3, we roll back and we try to clap 3 more overhead. Then we come back and roll. So we try to get stuck in that back position, and some of us can't get stuck. So we're just going to roll right back and do our 3 claps at the bottom. And then just roll back, 3 claps at the bottom. Those of you that can get stuck, you got to use your belly. Yep. A little bit more work on tummy and back. You can even use your glutes to stay tight and up. And this will be our last one. Very good. Very good. All right. So from here, we're going to go to our bridging series. So I want you to imagine, instead of just your normal spine that we all were born with, is we're going to have 3 spines. One will go from our right sit bone to our right shoulder blade, or shoulder blade to butt, whatever, and then the left side. So 1, 2, 3. We are going to lie back onto our back. Our feet are flat. They're about sit bone width apart. And I like to go a bit longer than my hand length. All right, if it hurts your back, your feet might be too far away. If it's bothering your knees, it could be that you're too close to your sit bone. So kind of feel what works for your back and your knees and all. All right, so arms are going to be relaxed by our side. Let's just do a couple of full bridges, nothing fancy. Tailbone is reaching straight ahead. On the exhale, you're going to contract your transverse abdominals, your belly muscles, and your glutes, and you're going to rock the pelvis. And then one bone at a time comes up until we're up in a full bridge. Your hip bones are touching the ceiling, belly's flat. Take another breath. Now rock that pelvis, curl down, and we're just doing that one more time. Okay, so that is our standard. Now, we're going to peel up like we just did, but we're going to shift a little bit this time to come down. So we're going to all come up and hold. So come up into your bridge, take your breath in, use your exhale to curl up. Long neck. Now, without your knees really going over to the right, I want you to kind of lean so that you're pushing extra weight in your right shoulder blade. Now, you still have to curl, and you got to get into that pelvic tilt so that you kind of touch the right lats towards your right cheek, and then all the way to neutral. Then again, curl up all the way up. Now, we got to go to the left side. And just, you kind of drop that left pelvis, you curl it. But again, you have just a tiny lean in your knees, not hardly any. And then back to center. So we're just going to keep going right and left. And again, noticing that you're still doing vertebrae by vertebrae. Noticing that you have a lot of equal weight on pinky toes and big toes. You don't feel that shift, because we're going to want to go to our pinky side. And I love this. This is really a standard bridging that Joseph Pilates did. And I love the different stretches that you get into your back and the different muscles that we have to use to shift. And if you've done one more on the right, finish with one more on the left, because that's about where I am. So you probably are going the same speed as me. And relax. Taking our feet as wide as our mat, but making sure there's no turnout so your toes are not on the floor. We're going to keep our toes, our heels on the mat, so everything's straight ahead. If your feet have slid on your mat and you need to readjust whether they're too close or too far. So now we've got this nice wide bridging position. Again, we're going to do a full bridge coming up. Start with that inhale, and then exhale up, curl up, and get tall. Pelvis is high. Squeeze your glutes. We are going to shift on our feet because we're going to go into internal rotation and then out. These are called butterflies, but I don't want your butt to bounce up and down because this would be wrong, what I'm doing. And yeah, oh, we always have to make it harder, don't we? Yep. Out and in. Good. And now we can feel the shift in our feet. And I love internal rotation. You get this stretch coming around your backside, your hip. And on the next one, let's hold those knees in. Take your breath. Rock that pelvis to curl down. And we're going to keep those knees in. And I always think going up and down in internal rotation is harder. So start with a big inhale. Curl up. Hard to get that pelvic tilt when your knees are knock-kneed, and then curl down. Got to think about it, got to work a little harder, and we'll do one more. Scoop that belly, dig in deep, and relax. Now go out to your neutral position with your knees so they're straight ahead. We're going to bridge up one more time and hold. All right, again, we're going to squeeze those glutes. I'm actually going to touch my butt. I'm going to lightly touch. I want to make sure it's not moving. Lift both of your heels up and down. We're going to do calf raises without using the butt to lift you up and down. So we're going to try to isolate the calves and work the butt even harder because it's not moving. So again, I can kind of feel, unfortunately I'm not there with you to touch your butt and see if it's moving. So normally I would. Two more. And on the second one, let's hold our heels up high. Take a breath. Rock the pelvis, and if you cramped somewhere in this one, I apologize. Cramping and bridging is so normal, unfortunately. And come on in. All right, I want to stretch hamstrings, and my favorite way of stretching hamstrings is a rollover. We're not going to do any of the original pieces of a rollover. I just want to do a basic set where we just go into our stretch. Take your legs straight up and then flex your feet. I'm going to show you three versions. The basic one, the real rollover, is just rolling over, taking a breath, curling down. Here's that vertebrae by vertebrae again. And come down to a 90. Now, those of you that need help, here's a little assistance with your palms. Press. And I'm keeping my feet flexed because I want more stretch from those hamstrings. And those of you that struggle, you're going to lift the hips up and you're going to press those palms hard into the mat. Flex those feet, straighten those knees out, and just lift. And this kind of gets you going for a rollover to where eventually you may be able to get those feet behind you. And let's do one more. Curl down. And relax. That is a nice setup for jackknife. Now, if you're a beginner, jackknife is not a level 1 exercise. It goes into a level 2. And again, I'm going to show that version. I'll show the regular jackknife first. Make sure you have room behind you so you don't whack your feet anywhere. And you can start in a 45 or so or 90. It doesn't matter. If you need more momentum, you start with your legs lower. We take a breath. You do the rollover again, but this time you squeeze your glutes. Try to touch your toes to the ceiling. Release your glutes gently so your legs don't drop too quickly, and then roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. So that's a normal jackrabbit. Those of you that cannot get up, I'm going to have you do it in reverse. You're going to kind of just go down and up actually. So it's going to be just a couple of moves. Exhale down, inhale up. So I want you to keep moving so you don't have to stop and hang out and just wait to the next exercise. So again, either you're just lowering and lifting, or again, there's 4 moves. Rolling over is 1, hiking is 2, releasing 3, down on 4. Let's do that one more time. Squeeze hard. Release gently and come on down. And bend those knees. Come on up. Isn't that fun? I like that one. All right. From here, we're going to go into saw. Straddle your legs out to where you're somewhat comfortable. So if you have a lot of bend in your knees, you may need to bring them in. You can even do this with your feet maybe shoulder width apart. So whatever works for you. Get as tall as you can. This is your inhale. Double pulse 1, 2. Inhale tall. Reach, reach. You can either do a double breath, 2 exhales, or 1 exhale. Doesn't matter. Two more. And relax. Bring those legs in. And I think we're getting a flyby right now at my house. So I heard that there was supposed to be one. And if you hear those planes, I just had a flyby by my house. So cool. All right, we're going to lie on our left hip. So go ahead and find your left side. And we're going to start with our head all the way down. So we don't need that palm under our head. Now, either you're going to take your right hand on the mat or you can take it behind your head. It doesn't matter. And we're going to take our legs and kind of bring them out of 45 just a bit. So your feet, calves are not on the mat. Now, let's take that right leg and lift it maybe the height of your sit bone. And we'll start with that leg forward. We're going to do a bicycle. I want you to swing that leg towards the back wall. And then from here, bend your knee. Try to squeeze your heel to your sit bone. Then bring your knee forward and then stretch it out ahead. Swing back. Bend. Oh, that flyby is coming again. Oh, my Lord. Yep, I can hear people applauding outside. I've got my patio door open. Squeeze, bend, extend. Circle around. So we're bicycling. Those pedals are so far away. You got to really stretch those muscles. Try to touch that sit bone with your heel. So there's this great big stretch in the hip flexors and then a nice big stretch all the way up. And let's go ahead and do this one more time. And I want you to finish with your knee bent. All right, now from here, reverse it, stretch it out first, circle it forward, bend, keep the knee bent as you reach back, stretch it. Oh, you gotta tighten up those buns. Inhale. Nice. If you're holding on, make sure your grip isn't controlling your upper body. You're really tightening up those abs to keep that upper body still. Swing it, bend, reach back. Keep that heel close to your hamstring. Good. forward, bend, inhale. And we're going to just finish this last one here and slide it on to your other leg. Now, from here, we're going to come up. And again, you can have that palm down by your hip. And let's lift that leg up, maybe again as high as our sit bone. And I'm going to have us draw squares. And you come forward, lift up, reach back, and down. Forward, lift, back, down. Now you're using your left leg as the center of your square. We don't want to draw our square all out in front of the bottom leg. We want to challenge reaching back, so we need to squeeze those glutes to get that leg towards the back. Good. And I like drawing squares more than I like circles. I think it's a little harder because you're trying to get those long lines in there. Good. And then we're going to go ahead and reverse the direction of your squares. Back, lift, forward, down. Good. Squeeze, lift, forward, down. Nice. Lord, oh my God, I just saw them through my patio door. I've got a big round window. Again, that's 3 flybys by my house. Wow. Something big's going on here. Hopefully it's all, and I'm sure it's all for the first responders. So, good. They deserve it. Last one. And we're going to finish here and relax. Take both legs and let's stretch them at a 90. And we're just going to lift and lower. Try to stay on your hip and not turn onto your cheek. And you'll notice that when your legs are down, you're a little bit longer in your obliques, and when you come up, you find that scrunch. Yep, that's what we want. We want a scrunch. 3 more. 2 more. Hold it up on 1 more. And tap. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to do some more taps, but we're going to roll to our belly. Place your palms under your thighs. Lengthen the back of your neck. Heels are turned in, toes are outward, Pilates feet, and just click. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. We're going to come up. We're going to do a little pigeon pose since we're forward. Take your right knee forward and lengthen the back of that right leg. And then if you want, I get more stretch if I roll towards that hip. And just find that. If that bothers your knee whatsoever, your knee doesn't bend that way, then you want to go to that, and the rest of you can stay in pigeon pose. You can go to your back and take that right leg over your left and just hold that stretch. So I'm having a good knee day, so the pigeon pose actually didn't hurt my left knee today. So big breaths in and out. And uncross. Come on up out of pigeon pose, and we're going to go to our left side this time. So let's flip it over. Alrighty. So I think I was on the same side. I've got to turn it around. I get so confused. It's so backwards here. I've got to be on my left side while you guys are on your right. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and start with those legs out of 45. Again, some of us are holding on. And we're going to lift that left leg up a little higher than the right. Start with it forward. We're going to bend. We're going to reach for our sit bones, kick the back wall, swing it forward. Now you can do some pointing flexing, stretching. If that's too confusing for you, then just keep your ankles strong and your foot relaxed. Or pointed the whole time, flex the whole time. Upper body is trying to stay quiet. Good. Squeeze, reach for your sit bones. Nice. And again, those pedals, you're really trying to stretch and reach. Lengthen all those leg muscles, keeping the upper body quiet. Good. Let's do that one more time. Circle it around. And we're going to bend and reverse. So let's come forward, stretch, circle around, squeeze your glutes, touch your sit bone, forward, stretch, circle. Inhale. Bellies are tight because again, we don't want to rock the shoulders. Stretch, bend, forward, extend, circle, squeeze. Nice. Squeeze, inhale. We're going to just do one more rep here. And from here, we're going to go ahead and set that leg on our thigh. And we'll go ahead and you know what, I did that wrong because we had our head down on the first one. We're going to bring our head up. I think I got so overwhelmed with that flyby, actually seeing those planes, I just messed up. All right, let's take those legs out in front, and we're going to go ahead and line them up strong. And we're going to lift both legs up and down. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Again, shrinking the obliques, lengthening the obliques. Good. Lift and lower. 4 more. 3 more. 1 more. Hold it up. And we're going to tap. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Roll to your tummies. We're going to put those palms under our thighs again. We're back to our Pilates V and click. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Let's go ahead, take your hands by your shoulders, curl your toes under. Now, some of you are going to keep your knees down. The rest of you really tighten up your abs. You're going to try to come right up into a push-up position or into a high plank from here. Take a breath, hard exhale. Nice. Very good. Now, taking our left leg, stretching it back, bend, extend. Bend, extend. If you're on your knees, maybe you don't want to add the extensions. Maybe you want to just lift up and down again. Good. 2 more. 1 more. And switch. Bend, extend. Bend, extend. Bend, extend. I know I added this in before we stretched, but while I was here, I figured might as well. 1 more. And then we're going to take that left leg forward. There we go. And again, you're either in pigeon pose or you're on your back. And again, you can rock over to that left hip. Set it down. Breathe. Two more full breaths. And when you're done with that second breath, come on up. All right, we're going to go back to our back, roll down, and let's stretch out the left leg, bend and extend that right knee. So we're going to be up high with that leg. Again, we're going to try to keep the tailbone from coming up. Arms are in a V shape, so we're going to get a little support. Leg circles, and it's a full circle today, and it's meant to be more of a stretch. So we want to take that right leg, really lift the cheek way up so you're reaching for your left shoulder, down around to your right side. Big circles. Inhale and exhale. Circle around. Nice. One more, and then we're going to stop at the top so that we can reverse. And again, your cheek is way off the mat. Exaggerate your circles. Go bigger. I'm sure you can. And you're going to feel a lot of movement in your left heel, your left kneecap. And let's finish one more circle. And then just grab behind that right leg, pointing and flexing. Now, if you're pushing your butt down, your palms are pulling forward, but your thigh is pushing away, you're going to get a better stretch. And then if you flex that foot, we're going to feel more stretch in the calf. Now go ahead and point your toe and feel the stretch in the ankle and the tops of your feet. Bend the knee and let's straighten it out. All right, we've got to do the other leg. So let's bend it, extend it up. Arms are in a V shape. We're going to go into those ginormous circles. Lots of movement in the pelvis. So there's many versions of leg circles. This is one that is meant to be more of a stretch, back and hip, lots of movement. Finish this one and we'll reverse the direction. Stretch, ankles are strong, knees are long. Stretch the back of those knees out. One more, and we're going to stay up at the top. Now, again, let's hold our stretch, kind of find your butt, push it down, straighten your knee out the best you can. Let's start with our foot flexed. Breathing, breathing, breathing. Point hard. Nice. And relax. Bend the knee. We're going to go ahead, bend the right knee. Come on up, and we're going to sit. And if you can sit cross-legged, great. If not, figure out what works best for your knees and hips and all. And we're taking a breath in. On the exhale, reach forward. Lift on the inhale. Exhale out. Forward. Lift. Lower. One more time. Inhale. Forward. And relax, and we're done. And I have to apologize. We did not do the squares. Again, I think I was so excited, I lost my mind. So if you want, hang out, do some squares, both directions, and forget that I'm crazy. So anyway, have a great day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye. And we're out.